I have been reliably informed that some weeks back, the 4 commissioners of parliament received a second service award.
A second service award. They awarded themselves, but this was the second one.
Of 400 million shillings each.
My God. First they received 500, then they received 400, and this is the money that is reported. Then how much more are they taking that we don't happen to know about? So these are Mpuuga files.
This money was apparently intended to see them through the campaigns. And to avoid the paper trail, this money was received through the parliamentary circle.
This is one of the commissioners that received money. Listen to what she says. Jeez.
Thinking on doing anything. Some of you are seated. Later on you will say, you see that Esther is a thief. She stole this 400 million. If you're not intelligent, can you sustain the 400 million?
Like she's not even denying of awarding herself 400 million shillings. She's like, okay, I stole it. But would you be able to sustain these 400 million shillings if I gave it to you? Imagine the line of defense for this abysmal action.
You're watching Mordecai Marissa Live Political Commentary. Please consider subscribing to help grow Uganda's Voices of Struggle ecosystem. Thank you.
I cannot appreciate you enough for using your valuable time to always go on social media, break down things for people.
And yes, indeed, broadcasting to you from these United States of the America. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you're watching me and at whatever time you might enjoy this conversation. My name is Mordecai Murisa, and you're welcome to Mordecai Murisa Live. Exactly. Oh, yes. A cup of coffee. That's what I'm having this morning. Let's go. And absolutely, I want to say thank you so much to all of you that are making it every day here. Every day, Ugandan time, 7 a.m. I immensely appreciate. And to all of you folks who are inviting others to join us, telling them, hey, there's a dude, you want to listen to him. Here I am. Like I've always told you, I enjoy what I do here. Because you guys have given me an opportunity to talk to you. Forgive me in situations where I seem too prideful. I'm trying to fix that area, okay? But before I do, welcome aboard. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Mordecai Murisa Live. Tonight, we look at the Mpuuga files. I named it the Mpuuga files. Owechitibwa, the Omuteketeke with his friend Omugalatia. Combined. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you know, I usually have supporters of Mpuuga hit my timelines, especially on Facebook, where they be like, Mordecai, why are you fighting Mpuuga? You never be like him. I'm like, okay, I understand. Some of them actually resort to ad hominem attacks, like insults. They be like, Oli Musiru, NUP, people. And I don't understand. These people usually accuse us of throwing out insults to them, resorting to ad hominem attacks. Usually when we lose debates, that's what they say. Only that I've shown you the number one person in Uganda when it comes to insulting is Museveni, and followed by these so-called special people. Respect me. They demonize. And I don't want to make that a debate, because at the end of it all, it doesn't really matter. If we're not going to have a debate about people who steal from the nation, but your focus is on a kid in Oman, a kid in America, a kid in Saudi Arabia or UK who uses their phone to be like, Oli Musiru, and you feel like you're so angry. How could they say that? But you don't feel the same when you get to know that someone has stolen from national coffers billions and billions of money. Then that outrage is completely hypocritical. It is selective and nobody cares about it. So I said that to be like, hey, if you are a Mpuuga supporter and you're ready now to attack me, please go on. Hey, I was born and raised in the ghetto. There's no form of insult that's going to put me down. I know all the bivumo you know in the world. I pretty know. So that's why I don't use them, because it's nonsense. I don't, use that language because I know it's nothing. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we are being informed, actually confirmed, that Mpuuga awarded himself more than 400 million shillings alongside other commissioners. Unbelievable. Absolutely. This news just, I think, first came out in 6 months ago, and we were so much into politics and nobody paid attention, but it has been confirmed by investigative journalist, activist and lawyer, Agather Atuhaire. She brought the receipts. Mathias Mpuuga received 400 million shillings plus as a service award. Not the first one. The first one was 500 million shillings. And then now they've received over 450 million shillings. Unbelievable. Now, to folks who on the opposition will be like, Mordecai, is he the only person who took this money? Come on, dude, you know what you're doing. He's not the only person, but he's the only person from the opposition that is taking this money. We know if, for example, if Museveni abducted people and tortured them, that's pretty much the culture in Uganda. But if it is done by someone on the opposition, I'm going to come out ferociously and call them out. So we talk about Mpuuga because he continues to pose as opposition. Okay? Okay. Enough with my pretty long introduction. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let me take you here to what Agatha reported. I want to show you here. I think I need to move my face so that you're able to read. Put it up here. Absolutely. All right. It says, Uganda Parliament. So actually, before I do that, let me play you what Joel Ssenyonyi said. I think I had the video right here. Yes. This was 6 months ago when Joel Ssenyonyi told us about this money. I want you to listen, then we're going to go back to that information that was released by Agather Atuhaire.
I have been reliably informed that some weeks back, the 4 commissioners of parliament received the second service award.
A second service award. They awarded themselves, but this was the second one.
Of 400 million shillings each.
My God. First they received 500, then they received 400, and this is the money that is reported. Then how much more are they taking that we don't happen to know about?
The 4 commissioners, as we know them, the Honorable Solomon Silwanyi, the Honorable Esther Afoychan, the Honorable Prosi Akampulira Mbabazi, and the Honorable Mathias Mpuuga.
That's why I call it the Mpuuga files, because of all those commissioners they've mentioned, is the only opposition person. So these are Mpuuga files.
This money was apparently intended to see them through the campaigns. And to avoid the paper trail, this money was received through the parliamentary circle.
Wow.
These people, through their agents, have been recently, and specifically last week, been spreading propaganda that I also received a service award. Some of you probably saw those things. Now, this is completely false. And it is meant to be a cover-up for this second service award that the commissioners gave themselves. Look, even if they sent any such money to my account, I will direct my bank with immediacy to return that money to the sender. Why? Because such under-the-table money is illegal, it is irregular. This is a point that I've made several. As we have said time and again, If any of these commissioners want to be awarded, and I've had some of them say former leaders have been awarded, former vice presidents, prime ministers, and so on, let them bring an amendment to the law. We have a law called Emoluments and Benefits of the President, Vice President, and Prime Minister. When those people leave office, there are benefits which they get.
Yeah, and again, I think I need to comment about that. Look, these people, the prime ministers, president, vice presidents, they receive huge sums of money when they have left office, when they retire or leave office, under that law that is mentioned. I feel bad that with a country, with the poverty levels of a country like Uganda, that we spend billions and billions of money giving people this amount of money. Even, look, these are rich men, that they can sustain themselves and flourish forever, even if they didn't receive this money. But they receive it regardless, because you know why? Because there's a law that provides for that. I do not agree with them taking money because I think it is immoral. But you know what? There's a law that provides for that. So it is not illegal. So I argue against it. And I hope that if we have ever change power, that people who be in power will get rid of all these laws, because they're stupid laws. Not everything legal is right. And that's one of the things that I don't find right. That people who have already amassed a lot of wealth, why do we need to give them more money? But my argument against that is a little bit restrained or reserved, because there's a law that provides for that. And that's what we are saying when it came to Mathias Mpuuga. Bring amendments to the law so that you get this money and you don't have to hide. And we don't have to even question you. Period. Is that too much to ask? Absolutely not. So don't let them gaslight you. And then I had somebody who actually wrote in the comment section of a video I made recently. They were like, Mordecai, now we want you to comment about the iPod money. Dude, will you make a little bit of research before you come to flap your gums and try to gaslight me? That's what I'm talking about. It is the law. You may not agree with that man, like I said. But what does the law say? Jeez.
So if any of these commissioners want to also receive some kind of benefit, why don't they bring an amendment to that law so that we debate it publicly?
Exactly.
As opposed to doing things surreptitiously and under the table. Received a service.
They do that surreptitiously because they know it is wrong. They know if they brought it to be discussed about in the parliament, everyone will be like, what are you even talking about? Now, ladies and gentlemen, these people have become extremely shameless in their thievery. One of the commissioners that received this money, okay, let me show you this. You won't believe. This is, oh my. Let me go back here. Let me show you. You won't believe. I wish I was kidding. Or I wish I was thinking this is AI. Absolutely it's not. This is one of the commissioners that received money. Listen to what she says. Jeez.
Now some people are busy sleeping or seated enjoying themselves. Then later they'll tell us that they are poor. They don't have money. Some of us do not have the ability to just sit there and do nothing. We are always on the run, looking for money here and there, working hard to make ends meet. But someone is comfortable, seated, even this Saturday morning, where someone can be in the farm, digging or doing anything. Some of you are seated. Later on you will say, you see that Esther is a thief. She stole this 400 million. If you're not intelligent, can you sustain the 400 million?
Like, she's not even denying of awarding herself 400 million shillings. She's like, okay, I stole it. But would you be able to sustain these 400 million shillings if I gave it to you? Imagine the line of defense for this abysmal action. That's called the height of gaslighting, right there. These are people or member of parliament. That's why I've always argued, folks, never in your lifetime be afraid of people in positions of power. They are nothing special. There's a veneer, there's a facade of this, oh, look, I am unique, I am special. They wear that. They're nothing. Listen to the member of parliament. Says, hey, I stole money. I stole 400 million shillings, but if I gave it to you, would you be able to sustain it? That's the defense she's given. What a hollow
Can you?
head, more especially in that area.
If I gave you 400 million, would I find it the following day? You people are jokers. Get up and work.
And then that's one of the commissioners that took that money. Then there's somebody who actually quote tweeted that.
It's not bad.
This is a perfect description of what she's actually talking about. She's not denying that she took that money. She says, no, I took that money because I am good at sustaining it more than yourself.
Corruption is not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Corruption is only bad if I'm not involved.
Yes.
But if I'm part of that corruption, I defend it. Corruption is not bad. Corruption is only bad if I'm not involved.
Uh-huh.
But if I'm part of that corruption, I defend it.
Pretty much. That's what she's doing. What she's saying, you know what? I took that money because I can sustain it. But then she contradicts herself by telling you, go out and work. Lady, you stole, okay? Girl, you stole money and you're telling me to work? The lack of self-awareness with these people, it's unbelievable. Okay, let's go back to the receipts. Here are the folks that awarded themselves money. Okay, as you can see, so they use the parliamentary circle. And then they send their, I think, this person, Mitimbo Gonzaga, is the one who represented Mathias Mpuuga. But you have being advanced to offset planned activities of the commission, Monda Muzamiru, Ainamas Korecho, Mitimbo Gonzaga, Afoyochan Esther, and Okema Leonard. So this Gonzaga guy is the one who went and picked Mpuuga's lump sum. Sad. Okay, let's go back here. I will show you here. This is what Agora reported. 1.8 billion shillings received by parliamentary commissioners. And they went down to list them. Solomon Ssenyonyi, on July 2025, received 400 million shillings. He sent his personal assistant, Monda Muzamiru, Prose Akampura, NRM, sent her PS, Ainamas Korecho, received 400, and then Mathias Mpuuga, they wrote Mpugu. I don't know. Is that supposed to be an insult or an error in spelling? Okay. Mathias Mpuuga received 400 million shillings, sent Mitimbo Gonzaga, and then Afoyochan Esther received 400 million shillings. She went and picked it herself, okay? Then they received another batch, which is July 21st, again, 2025. You see, they send the same people to go and pick this money for them. It is unbelievable. I think you didn't see that, who received on whose behalf. You can see them. Ozele Mole received on behalf of Afoyochan Esther, Monda Muzamiru receiving on behalf of Solomon Ssenyonyi, then Prose Akampura received on behalf of Ainamas Korecho, and then Mathias Mpuuga sent Mitimbo Gonzaga. They again wrote Mpugu. I don't know. You people, what are you trying to do? Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Agather Atuhaire writes and says, the speaker, who was happy to pass a bill protecting our sovereignty by limiting the money any Ugandan entity receives from abroad in a year to 400 million shillings, got that amount from our taxes with her commissioners, each individual, in one day, making it 200 million shillings taken from the public pass for individual used in one single day of July 21st, they're going to report. They're going to show you the receipts there. It is unbelievable. It is unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. It is sickening. But that's where we are. So, many of you who have soft spots for Mathias Mpuuga, this is not an attack. This is extremely shameful. And he really had, I don't know what he's going to do, because I have a very, very bad perception about him now. And I have no fear for any man. Oh, HT, well, don't talk about this person. Zero. So I'll continue doing what I do here. If it pisses you off, it is okay. I'm not here to make you happy. You, the fan of Mpuuga. Actually, I saw a clip recently. It was Katikilo Buganda telling them, please, you babitiwa. Kakalamu.
Namwe ab'ekitiibwa muleme kwetwala nnyo nnyo ekiyitiridde. Kwetwala ekiyitiridde ne mukwata ne mwemiimamiima n'amasuuti.
I don't know who put Mpuuga's photo here, but I didn't. This is a video being played on Facebook. Sorry, I think on X platform. I didn't. So I don't know whether he was sending this message to Owechitibwa Mpuuga or another Owechitibwa. I don't know.
Mwewummuzeemuuko. Naye kakati bw'obeera ow'ekitiibwa era olina okumanya weewuumuliza. Naye nga weewummuzzaako leka kubeerawo okwefuula ekintu ekiyitiridde bannaayi. Mwewummuzeemuuko.
Calm down. See me, I'm Owechitibwa. See me walking. Okay, I have 5 phones and I have an expensive suit. Okay, I went to an elite school. I'm special. People should actually cry for me, and they should. You know, there's something crazy about deluding yourself to believe certain things. You live in that world where you are the king and probably the queen of that world, and nobody cares. But you think in your mind, you think that you control every person. That's why I don't understand. I usually laugh when I look at people who talk as though, oh, I am this. Nobody cares, really. You go back home, you sleep by yourself or with your wife, and that's it. Nobody cares. The world doesn't revolve around you. Zero. Stop, having these delusions in your mind that you're anything special. Absolutely not. We're all the same. Like there's no difference between me and Katikilo. There's no difference between me and President Donald John Trump or Obama. There's no difference. Zero. We're all human beings. We cry. We shed blood. If we all die, we all fall sick. So what's special? What's so special? I don't understand. There's that problem called ego. See me, I'm special. Zero. Anyways, sad news coming in from Mpuuga files. It's been confirmed. I don't know how to report to you. Let me know if you really enjoyed this. My name is Mordecai Morisa. Bye-bye for now.
Did you enjoy what you just watched?
I'm sure they did.
I'm going to guess that you did. How about you consider subscribing to Mordecai Marissa Live YouTube channel? Thank you.